Hi there. In this video, we'll look at program dashboards in Guroo Academy. If you're managing a learning program, dashboards are your command center, giving you instant visibility into how your participants are progressing, where they're struggling, and what's working well. You can think of dashboards as your analytics hub. Every program in Guroo Academy has dashboards that consolidate critical data about your program and learner's journey. These aren't just numbers on a screen. They're actionable insights that help you identify who needs support, what content is resonating, and where you might need to adjust your approach. Let's discuss the various reports that are available. First is the Learning Progress Report. This is like a bird's eye view of how learners are moving through the program. At a glance, you can see the progress status of all learners, including how many have not started, are in progress, are pending assessment, have unpublished grades, have successfully completed the course, have unsuccessfully completed the course, meaning they did not meet the passing requirements, or did not complete the course, meaning they left required components incomplete. If you click this arrow on the right-hand side, you can see further details about learners' progress. For instance, you can see the progress status of learners at every section of the course. Grey indicates how many learners have not started that section, yellow shows how many learners are currently completing that section, and green shows how many learners have completed that section. This report serves as your first checkpoint for overall program health and is useful for identifying key data quickly. Below the Learning Progress dashboard, you can see 7 additional dashboards that provide deeper insight into the program and your learners. The Digital Experience Analytics report analyzes learners' completion of interactive modules that have been imported from Guroo Pro. Guroo Pro is our authoring tool for creating engaging, interactive e-learning modules, and when you bring those into Guroo Academy, this report tracks their progress. In the program overview, under the progress menu, you can see how many learners have completed the module versus those that are still in progress. Below that is the learner activity chart, which shows the timeline of commencements and completions. Then there is the Screen Progress tab, which shows learners' progress on each screen of the module, with yellow indicating how many learners are currently completing that screen, and green showing how many learners have completed it. Then there is Learner Progress, which identifies which learners have started and completed the module, the dates they did so, scores they achieved. Here you can also see a transcript of each learner's assessment, seeing which questions they answered correctly and incorrectly, and the answers they provided. Then there is the Capability menu. First, we have the KPI Score and Overview tab, which shows what percentage of learners achieved a distinction, pass, and unsuccessful mark. This page also provides a quartile breakdown of the assessment scores, and if you click Learner Results, you can identify which learners achieved which scores. You can also view this via the Learner Scores tab in the menu on the left. Then there is the Most Incorrect Questions tab. Here, you can see which questions were answered incorrectly the most, and what percentage of learners were incorrect. You can click through the questions to see the success rate of each one, and this information is also captured in the chart at the bottom. Then there is the Common Misconceptions tab, which shows the percentage of learners that answered the incorrect responses to questions. This tab will only show the data for questions answered incorrectly. If you want to see the data for all questions, see the All Questions tab. This shows the incorrect and correct responses and the success rates for all questions included in the module. Because Pro modules contain their own content and questions, it's useful to have a report on this data specifically, so you understand how learners are tracking through that specific learning experience. Then we have the Diagnostic Progress Report, which shows the progress of learners across diagnostics. You can click on the names of any learners in your course and view their results and responses. Diagnostics are specifically designed to gauge learners' starting point, that is, their baseline capability and confidence in key areas before they begin the main learning content. In other words, they help you to understand what learners already know and where they need the most support. This is different from your course's assessments, which test learners' understanding of the content as they progress through. It's common to use the same diagnostic at the beginning and end of your course, meaning you can measure learners' growth and demonstrate the impact of your program. If you want to break down the results of a specific diagnostic, you can see the Diagnostic Analysis dashboard. Here, you can select which diagnostic you want to look at from the drop-down bar at the top. Then see how many learners have been enrolled into and completed the diagnostic. If you click the Comparison tab in the top left, you can compare the results for each indicator. Then, in the Capability tab, you can see how capable the learners are in each indicator, with light blue indicating emerging skills, medium blue indicating developing capability, and dark blue indicating established practice. Then, in the Questions tab, you can see the responses learners choose for each question. If your program includes in-person sessions with catering, this report compiles all dietary restrictions and preferences that learners specify during their onboarding. This data can be captured in one exportable list in a PDF or Word document if needed for catering purposes. Then, the session attendance report shows and tracks attendance across the program. If you click into this report, you can see the name and date of each session in the program and the names of those learners who attended. The assessment report breaks down the results and progress of learners for quizzes or marked assessment activities. In the Overview tab on the left, you can see how many learners completed and passed the assessment, the average number of attempts required to pass the assessment, and the average score achieved by learners. You can also see a progress overview chart and track learners' performance over time. Then you can look at the learner progress to see the data for each learner in the course. The Question Summary tab displays the data for each question. Learner frequency refers to how many learners have encountered the question, and attempt frequency counts the total attempts of a question. So if one learner took the quiz 3 times, that's one learner but 3 attempts. You can view the data in more detail for each question, and this information is also available in the Question Deep Dive tab. The Common Misconceptions tab flags questions where 25% or more of participants select the same incorrect option, helping pinpoint areas that need clear explanation. The questions and their incorrect results are listed here, along with the percentage of users who chose that response. This helps you refine not just your assessments, but your teaching content as well. Then there is the Program Evaluation Report. The Objectives Overview tab compares how learners rated the importance of the learning objectives at the start of the program and their satisfaction of expectations at the end of the program. The scale at the bottom of the screen here shows what each of the colours mean. You can view each objective in more detail in the Objective Deep Dive tab, in which you can select a specific learning objective from the menu at the top, then see how learners measured their expectations for this objective. The deep dive also identifies learners whose expectations were not met with each specific learning objective, as well as learner ratings for each objective. Then, this chart displays how learners rate their satisfaction in achieving the course's learning objectives. If you'd like to see the data for a specific learner, you can click the Individual Learners tab to see how they rated the objectives at the beginning and end of the course.